led by Congresswoman Lisa McClain, Secretary of the House Republican Conference. Okay, please allow me to introduce our distinguished guests. His Excellency Ambassador Kelly Wu Qiaoxie, Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs. The Honorable Lisa McClain, Member of the U.S. House of Representatives. The Honorable Dan Kildee, Member of the U.S. House of Representatives. The Honorable Mark Alford, Member of the U.S. House of Representatives. And Mrs. Liang Yu Wang, Director General of the Department of North American Affairs. Okay. Without further ado, I would like to ask Deputy Minister Xie to address the audience, please.
Well, good evening. It's really an absolute delight for me to be here with this very distinguished delegation from the U.S. Congress, and certainly these important 3 members of the U.S. Congress have just arrived at Taiwan earlier this morning, and I certainly hope that you might have been impressed by the resilience of our people towards earthquakes. And they will be leaving on the day after tomorrow. But these are very important friends of Taiwan who supports the strengthening of bilateral relations between Taiwan and the United States over the past years. And Congresswoman McClain sits on the House Armed Services Committee, among other committees. Congressman Kildee sits on the Appropriations Committee, which is very, very important. Don't be cheated or fooled by the name of the committee. And Congressman Alford also sits on the Armed Services Committee. And these combined together, this group certainly gives us a taste of how important the security of Taiwan means to the U.S. Congress. By the way, they are all also members of the famous and influential U.S. Congressional Taiwan Caucus. And all in all, in terms of their visit here, in terms of timing, I would say it couldn't be more perfect. We just had our general elections. We have a new parliament, new legislative yuan, and also our new government is in the shaping. And also this year marks the 45th anniversary of Taiwan Relations Act. So altogether, I think they are here not only to demonstrate their long-standing support of Taiwan and our relations with the United States, but also they would like to further understand the foreign and defense policies of Taiwan, the current economic situation here, and also our strategies being faced with all the challenges globally. And most important of all, among other things, is the current situation in Taiwan Strait and in the region. So their stay here is very short, but it's going to be a fully sort of packed up visit. They are scheduled to meet with our President, President-elect Lai, and President Tsai Ing-wen. Also other high-level meetings with our officials. And also just moments ago, they just came out from a meeting and exchange of views with our legislators in the legislative yuan. So there must be a lot for them to understand, also vice versa. So without, again, further ado, I shall invite them later on just to to say a few words individually, and then they will be open for questions. So I will give the floor to them, right? So maybe Councilwoman McClain.
Thank you. Can you see me over this stand? Well, thank you all for being here. I am honored to be here on this historic visit to this beautiful nation of Taiwan. And I'm honored also to be here on a bipartisan delegation with my colleagues. As a staunch advocate for freedom, democracy, and the rule of law, I'm deeply moved by the resilience and the determination of the Taiwanese people in the face of constant challenges. Taiwan is not just a strategic partner, it's a beacon of hope in a region where the values we cherish are often under threat. The people of Taiwan have built a vibrant democracy, a thriving economy, and a society that celebrates diversity and innovation. Their success stands as testament to the power of freedom and the indomitable human spirit. But make no mistake, Taiwan's importance extends far beyond its shores. It's a linchpin of stability and prosperity in the Indo-Pacific region. As the Chinese Communist Party seeks to assert its dominance and expand its influence, Taiwan serves as a bulwark against authoritarianism and aggression. By standing with Taiwan, we send a clear message to Beijing and to the world. The United States will not waver in our commitment to defend freedom and uphold the principles of democracy. Our partnership with Taiwan is not just a matter of shared values, it's a strategic imperative. It's strategic and imperative, from trade and investments to security cooperation. Our relationship with Taiwan is built on a foundation of mutual respect and mutual benefit. Together, we confront common challenges and seize shared opportunities, ensuring a brighter future for both nations and the entire region. As we continue to deepen our ties with Taiwan, let us reaffirm our unwavering support for its security, prosperity, and democracy. Let us stand together as allies and friends, united in our determination to preserve peace and safeguard freedom for generations to come. I want to thank the Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs for this incredible opportunity to visit and tour their country. I'm honored to have spoken to so many prominent Taiwanese officials that are shaping the future and fighting for freedom. Thank you, and I will turn it over to my colleague.
Thank you. I'm Dan Kildee, also from Michigan. Thank you, Deputy Minister, for welcoming us and allowing us to join you in this bipartisan delegation. It's an honor to visit Taiwan. This is my very first time, like the rest of us, my very first time here. And I want to convey, first of all, my congratulations to the people of Taiwan on another successful democratic election. The United States and Taiwan are close friends and close partners. We share the same democratic values, close people-to-people ties, and deep economic and trading links. Our bipartisan congressional delegation looks forward to finding ways that we can strengthen this already strong relationship, as well as the bonds between the American and Taiwanese people. As the Deputy Minister referenced, this year is an important year. It is the 45th anniversary of the Taiwan Relations Act, an important law that is the cornerstone of the U.S.-Taiwan relationship. And I had mentioned earlier, my uncle served in Congress and was a part of the effort to get the Taiwan Relations Act approved by Congress 45 years ago. So I'm particularly proud to be here today to celebrate that moment. The U.S. Congress and the American people stand with the people of Taiwan. There's no disagreement between Republicans and Democrats on this point. We will continue to advance measures that strengthen the U.S.-Taiwan economic, cultural, and defense relationship. Regarding Taiwan's security, the U.S. House of Representatives just passed the Indo-Pacific Security Supplemental Appropriations Act, which, as we all know, supplies billions of dollars, necessary resources to make sure Taiwan has what it needs in order to defend itself. The Indo-Pacific Security Supplemental Appropriations is an important step forward in making sure that we recognize that national security is important to regional security, it's important to global security, and it's important to the people of Taiwan and to the people of the United States and people across the globe. This relationship is one that is also deepening in terms of our trade relationship. The U.S.-Taiwan Initiative on 21st Century Trade, which I have worked on as a member of the Ways and Means Committee, and the U.S. Congress is playing a role in approving. Our work includes continued efforts also to strengthen our relationship, our economic relationship, by relieving double taxation of businesses and investments between the U.S. and Taiwan. The U.S. Congress, this bipartisan group reflecting this, looks forward to working with you, with your president, with the president-elect, to enhance and strengthen the U.S.-Taiwan relationship. Thank you so much, Deputy Minister.
Well, Deputy Minister, thank you so much, and thank you all for being here today. Thank you for your warm hospitality and friendship. What a beautiful, beautiful country you have. Like my colleagues, this is the first time to be here. I hope to come back many times to foster our friendship and relationship. My name is Mark Alford. I'm a congressman from the great state of Missouri. We are in the center of the United States. I call it the heart of America. And we're also called the Show Me State, meaning that we must see with our own eyes before we can confirm our true belief in something. And so this week, we are here in Taiwan to see with our own eyes and to confirm our strong and lasting belief in the resilience of the people of Taiwan, the determination of its citizens of a free and democratic Republic of China, and to promote the lasting resolve to maintain the key provisions of the Taiwan Relations Act between our two governments. With Congress's recent supplemental package for Taiwan of some $8.1 billion, the U.S. continues to make available the defense articles and services for Taiwan to help you maintain your self-defense capabilities. Let me assure you that we in the U.S. are also working to maintain our capacity to resist any resort to force or other forms of coercion that would jeopardize your security, both socially and economically. The U.S.-Taiwan Trade Initiative, the National Defense Authorization Act for fiscal year 2024, and this recent Taiwan supplemental package provide many provisions for our security cooperation with you and our belief in President Ronald Reagan's policy of peace through strength. We're also here, as others have mentioned, commemorating the 45th anniversary of the TRA. And while the Taiwan Relations Act with the United States has given birth to what some call strategic ambiguity, let no one doubt our support for the Republic of China, Taiwan, for your people and our bright future together. We, together, must be ready to stand united against the forces of aggression and together promote the ideals of freedom and democracy in the Indo-Pacific. And thank you. We will now take a few questions.
Thank you, representatives, for your inspiring and encouraging remarks. Dear friends from the media, because the delegation has a busy schedule, so our guests will only be able to take 3 to 4 questions. So if you have a question, please raise your hand and tell us your name and the organization you work with.
I don't know how you want to moderate it.
Okay. Julie, please.
Thank you. I'm Julie from Thai South. First, thank you for visiting Taiwan. I have a question. You all mentioned the Emergency National Security Supplemental Appropriation Act of 2024. But some people in Taiwan remain skeptical of the U.S. So does this act indicate that the U.S. will not abandon Taiwan? And how this visit in Taiwan deepen military cooperation with Taiwan and the U.S.? Thank you.
Well, first of all, thank you for the question. And I believe we share the view that actions speak louder than words. We stand with the people of Taiwan. We have said that many, many times. But the actions that we are taking, The security supplemental is a tangible demonstration that when it comes to the need that Taiwan has to defend itself against any aggression, the United States will be there. Secondly, it's important that we support the economic future of Taiwan as well. In the 21st Century Trading Partnership, the relationship that we are trying to enhance also strengthens Taiwan. There's a connection between the economic strength of Taiwan and the national security strength of Taiwan, and we're acting on both fronts.
Can I just add one thing? If I could just add one thing to that as well, is if you look at the vote that we just took last week before we left, I think it was almost close to unanimous. Well, unanimous might be an exaggeration, but I think a resounding, the parties spoke resoundingly, both sides, right? Republicans and Democrats. I believe it passed with maybe only 30 no votes, which I think speaks volumes to how we view our relationship with Taiwan.
Mark? Yes.
Hi, welcome to Taiwan. This is Mark from United Daily. There's a growing concern in Taiwan of whether or not our military purchase from the U.S. will be delivered on time, with 2024 the Emergency National Security Supplemental Appropriation Act being likely passed in the future, which includes fundings that contribute to reinforcing Taiwan's security. Do you think the delivery will speed up afterwards? Secondly, with the crisis in Middle East escalating, do you think it has impacted the support of Biden administration among the U.S. public? Thank you.
Do you want to answer the delivery? And
Ms. McClain and I both sit on the Armed Services Committee, and I think we're both a little disturbed about the slow roll of the armaments to Taiwan. I think it would show our commitment in a stronger fashion had those come out sooner and on a more regular basis. I think we are committed to putting pressure on the powers that be in whatever form that might take to ensure that Taiwan gets the armaments and aid that we have authorized and appropriated through Congress.
And what was the second part of your question?
Yeah, because I have heard concerns about the Middle East has impacted the support of Biden administration in U.S. And since this is a bipartisan delegation, so I just thought maybe I will pick your brain a little bit. Thank you.
Well, we may all have some comment. I've spoken to President Biden at length about the situation in the Middle East, and I think we all have our own particular approach. The one element of this that I think it's important is that when it comes to issues of regional security or national security, political considerations have to be set aside. There's just too much at stake. Now, I've also expressed my agreement and sometimes disagreement with the president on these various subjects, but the one thing that I have always insisted on and held to is that the temporary short-term political implications of any of these choices can't really be a principal consideration when determining U.S. policy or policy between nations. And so that's been my advice to the president. There may be a political implication, but that can't be front of mind.
Yeah. Any question? Kelvin, please.
Hi, Kelvin Chen from Taiwan News. My question is actually for Representatives McClain and Kildee. Has there been a stronger push for Taiwan-Michigan semiconductor cooperation since the Michigan Trade Office in Taiwan opened last month? Thank you.
Absolutely. Michigan, for those of you who don't know, is the auto capital of the world. 43% of all vehicles are made in Michigan. We welcome Taiwan, we welcome your partnership, your friendship. We're heavily manufacturing in especially my district. So this is a very important, critical piece economically for us as well. So we're grateful for the relationship and the partnership.
I just echo that. I come from Flint, Michigan. It's the birthplace of General Motors. We are heavily dependent on supply chains that either come from our own domestic production or from the productive capabilities of our friends. And obviously that includes Taiwan. So yes, absolutely.
This is Meng Li from VOA. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken will arrive China tomorrow. So what achievements do you expect from his trip?
Let me take a stab at this. My hope would be that he talks about the importance of peace. China is not our friend economically, educationally, and militarily. We need to make sure that we stand strong as a leader, not only for us, but for the free world and for democracy. And my hope is that he talks about the power of democracy and the power of peace, because stronger together, the more we have peace, the more we can grow economically. And I believe in a saying, it is our economic systems that give us our social programs. So economics is important, but you have to do that with peace.
Well said. Look, it's my hope that, and my expectation that Secretary Blinken will be very candid. When it comes to peace and security, I'm concerned with the PRC's provocative actions in the Taiwan Strait, as well as the South and East China Seas. The PRC must abide by the rule of law and allow freedom of navigation. When it comes to economic policy, we're concerned about unfair trade and non-market economic practices that hurt U.S. and global companies. This includes IP theft, evading global trade rules, flooding the global market with below market cost goods, including electric vehicles. And then finally, when it comes to human rights, the U.S. needs to press, and the international community needs to press concerning violations in Xinjiang, in Tibet, in Hong Kong. Those are important messages that have to be heard, and the U.S. is in a position to deliver those messages.
Thank you.
Okay, before we conclude this event, at the request of the friends from the media, we would like to take a group photo to mark this important occasion. So will Deputy Minister Xie and the Director General Wang please join the group in the front as well. Yeah, once again, we want to extend appreciation to the bipartisan U.S. congressional delegation for traveling from far away to be here with us today. I would also like to thank our friends from the media for attending this event. I wish you all a pleasant evening. Thank you.
Thank you.
原来好的益生菌真的可以帮助入睡。太阳星全效克菲尔益生菌是国家认证 AB 克菲尔益生菌，含7种有身份证的专利活菌，能产生 GABA、色氨酸等助眠因子，难怪吃了更快入睡，也睡得更好。太阳星全效克菲尔益生菌也是台湾市场上唯一添加克菲尔乳杆菌 M1 的产品，这是由台湾知名的大学季转，对季节敏感、调整体质的朋友真的是一大福音。还有这支还添加被称为超级食物的羽衣甘蓝萃取物，不少研究都指出，十字花科蔬菜有助抗炎及防癌。 像是羽衣甘蓝含有高量的叶黄素、贝塔胡萝卜素、维生素 K、维生素 C、叶酸等丰富营养素。太阳鲜全效克菲尔益生菌专利制成，无塑化剂、无重金属、无人工添加物、无410项农药、无香料调味剂、无防腐剂、无色素，7大保证、7大认证，觉得好安心。每日克菲尔，时刻美好 ，Good feel，feel good，快点购下单！太阳鲜全效克菲尔益生菌。